Hey guys, it's Jen, Not a Real Farm. Take a look at the greenhouse now, guys. She's really filling up with plants. Everything is bloomed and producing. Let's take a look. Check out our purple peppers now. Our purple Chinese peppers. Aren't they an amazing purple? Severely hot, but really great in chili or salsa. And then moving on through, look at all the tomatoes. So every single plant now has tomatoes on them. Pepper plants are doing amazing. Check it out. The chilies are starting to happen. Now you could eat these at the green stage too, not necessarily just the red stage. They're still going to be just as hot. Take a look at this. I have to come in here today and pick these cucumbers. They're right at the stage right now where you really want to pick them and get them off the vine. And we've had a lot of cucumbers regardless of the harvest we're getting that also haven't been pollinated. So if you take a look here, you can see this one is not pollinated, the one above it's not pollinated. And so even when you have gynoecious cucumbers, which is the majority of female flowers, there still is that chance that you're going to have flowers that haven't necessarily been pollinated. But it does give you an opportunity to have a better harvest. Check out our healthy peppers. That's actually the name of the pepper, is healthy pepper. So these will get a little bit bigger and they will turn a nice red, and that's when we'll be able to pick those. Those are a sweet pepper. The mini tomatoes are really not so mini. Check it out. This is our sesame. So our sesame continues to give us flowers. You're going to need at least 90 days for sesame. So we've got pickles happening here, and this is what happens when they grow too tall, is you miss some. So you see that pickle up there? I've got to get him out of there. He's just at the right stage now where I need to take him out. Other than that, what'll happen is he'll get too bitter to use. Check this out. All of our lychee tomatoes have bloomed, and actually one of the plants has fruit, so I'll be able to show that to you. We move over here. This is what lychee tomato fruit looks like. Now, hopefully I don't poke myself with thorns, but it encases itself in sort of this husk with thorns. And then all of a sudden what happens is it begins to ripen and break through. And then you'll get this nice red, ripe, sweet tomato. So they're really unusual and really interesting to grow. They really don't require very much attention, which is really why I like to grow them, because they're easy. Peppers are coming out. Check it out. We've got some weight. We're starting to get some weight to the tomatoes now, so this is good. And then, of course, we have our sunflowers. So up here we have our tiki torch sunflower, which is now starting, it's getting pollinated in a lot of them. So if, for those of you that have never seen a sunflower that's been pollinated, we take a look up at this one. I just pull this down. You can see that if you look really close, all the individual sunflower seeds now that it's been pollinated. It's pretty cool. This one is pretty tall. He's got to be about, he's pushing probably about 6.5 feet now. But pretty awesome. Here's another one that's been pollinated, so you can see all the leaves have dropped off, and then now you have the beginning of seeds. Now you can eat those seeds, or you can save them and regrow for next year. Check it out. I still have roses, guys. Can you believe it? And for those of you that looked at our pineapple ground cherry, already we've got husks. And if you look really close, you can sort of see a shadow of almost a berry in there if I put the plant in the sun. So The berries are starting to form inside, and what'll happen is the pod will turn brown, and that's when you know that it's time for you to pick your pineapple ground cherries. Never eat them green. Check this out. This is our Queen of the Night tomato. But the colors are starting to come out on the tomato now. And they're also starting to get a little bigger. And here's our pretzel beans, guys. So you eat them just like a regular bean, except they curl into a pretzel. And they actually get bigger too. So we grew one vine of them. We're going to save the seeds from them. And again, regrow them outside, probably on a trellis, I'm thinking, outside of the greenhouse next year. So that was a trial and error for us for that one, and it actually turned out pretty good. Look how tall the peppers are getting. My lettuce has gone to seed, so now what we're going to do with this today is we're going to cap this, and we're going to basically take the seeds off of it, or just pull the entire plant. I haven't decided yet, but these seeds are lettuce seeds, and they're actually ready to go. And looking down, we got the formation of our zucchini. So we've got 1, 2, and we've got a third one open. I don't have any male flowers, so chances are I'm going to lose that fruit. So we'll have to see. And we've got peppers over in the corner there. We've still got tons of grapes that we're harvesting. So I've begun to make grape vinegar. But now you can see also that the grapes have changed color, and now they're that nice dark purple. So this is the stage where you kind of sort of want to eat them or make your jams. So that's the next stage for me, is either wine or jam. Maybe we should take a vote. Wine or jam? All right, guys, and here are my watermelons. So we've got 1, 2. They're just loving growing out of a trash bucket, which is hilarious. 3, and way underneath here, 4. So we have 4 watermelons so far growing, and if we look at our flowers, these are all male flowers, so we don't have to do any pollination today on our watermelons. We are also starting to get our first pink cherry tomatoes. And in our outside garden, now you can see that the potatoes are starting to die down for sure. And this is when you know that you're getting close to the time that your potatoes are completely done. So you can either pick them now and have it as new skins and new potatoes, or you can wait until these completely die down, and you can even leave them in the ground for 1 or 2 weeks more and then pick them and get them inside for the winter. But they're pretty much almost done, at a stage where I can just can them now, as opposed to leaving this bed the way that it is. We swing around, we've got our beans in the back, our asparagus, dill. I still haven't picked the zucchini, so it's ready to go. And let's walk on through. Our calendula is doing amazing. So now we're at the stage where the calendula is going to start drying down, and we can collect the seeds on that. If you don't collect the seeds on it, what'll happen is it'll just reseed itself for next year. Check it out. The raspberries are going to flower, so we're going to get raspberries this year out of the new plants. The spinach I have, you can still eat the leaves, but it's now going to seed, especially with all this heat wave that we're going through right now. The tomatoes have taken over. Now remember, these were the tomatoes that we cut. These didn't have any roots or anything. We rooted these, and now we're going to begin to get tomatoes. But look at the size of how big they grew just from a few cuttings, just of the leaves. Here's a tomatillo plant. So now they almost look like a ground cherry. You can see here we've now got our pods, and our tomatillos are now going to be forming, and lots of flowers. The bees, for whatever reason, particularly love this one. Lots of bees. And then moving on through, leeks. Carrots. The carrots are actually getting a nice size. Beans. And if I turn around, of course, we've got our potatoes. More beans, and they're actually starting to form. Take a look. So we'll have another few harvests of beans, so that's going really good. Not bad for putting stuff in the new garden beds. Check it out. Look at all these new lovely beans. Onions. And now our second pea patch is finally producing. So you can see we've got flowers, but we've got our peas now producing. And our corn is doing awesome. And I stuck a tomato plant, and we have a cantaloupe plant that is soaking up the heat here with the flowers. So we've got a few flowers here. And I gotta check. I really don't think I'm going to need to hand pollinate these, but we'll check anyways to see if we have any female flowers. But the intention is basically to let it have this corner and do its thing. More corn. Now remember, I said this was an experiment to see if I could get another set of corn before the summer's out. I don't know yet. More beans, tomatoes. And we have one more tomato plant here at the end. Another experiment I'm doing. Check it out. The potatoes have all popped through. Do you think we'll get any new baby potatoes before the end of the season? We'll see. And then our pepper plants are coming back from the deer attack. Remember, they only look like little stems, but they're finally starting to grow back, so maybe we'll be able to get something from them. The ones that haven't gotten attacked and chewed off by the deer are now starting to flower. And then on this end of the bed, more potatoes. So the garden, guys, is absolutely amazing this year. I really can't complain. Even with all the rain and all the mold that I'm dealing with, the garden is really holding up to the heat. So I think what we'll do is we'll leave it here for today, guys, walking through the beautiful garden in the morning, early morning. And I hope everybody is having a fabulous weekend. See you soon.